to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Yeah, I did nothing but read pricing the other day. I think over half the store went on clearance. You know, just trying to stay busy, right?
Of course.
That's how we do things here. We only had one game between shows.
Yeah. Kind of strange, but perfect timing for 29 to come back as they play the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
You kind of got the sense that there was no way that he was going to miss that game.
Well, no. Why would he? And I have a feeling he's going to be a big part of this Kepi Keeper by DraftKings. So, Ohio peeps, again, you got to wait until the new year. But once the new year turns, get your money lines ready.
Yep. Absolutely. We got some college football games today. Obviously, if you're in Ohio, you can't bet on those. But these games have a big impact on bowl games and the college football playoff, which you can bet on January 1st. On
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NHL, and I'm assuming college football too.
Yeah, they're all sports.
I'm sure they're like everywhere. Yeah. So put down your $5 pregame money line on any NHL team to win, and you get $150 in free bets if they do. So you could bet on Columbus in their newly rescheduled postponed game to get a dub over Nashville later this season, or whichever game you like.
I'm not going to lie. So you made a comment to me yesterday. And I felt kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You said,
we got
Riddick to get is in. And for some reason, I thought we were playing the Predators. Game already. Which, if we were, I would have said, oh, well, I could probably throw some bucks down on the Blue Jackets to win because...
You kind of forgot he signed in Winnipeg, did you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so combine your bets with the same game parlay. You get bigger payouts, yada yada, all the fun stuff you can do with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code THPN. Put $5 in on any NHL team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code THPN. Description, disclaimers, age, all of that down there. Go and sign up, Ohio, and you get bet in the new year.
Hell yeah.
So, God, did I go first? I think I went first.
You did.
Last time. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to keep it simple. I could try and go funny or go different here.
Or go obvious. You're going to go obvious?
I'm going to go obvious.
No?
Patrick Laine returned to the lineup, and he scored 2 goals against the Jets. And then after the game, he made a comment how he scored against every single team.
God, did that not make you want to tear up?
It made me so happy. It didn't make me want to tear up. It made me like over the moon. I was like, hell yeah.
I was like,
this is exactly what we've been begging for, right?
Yes.
We've been begging for these stars to want to be here.
Yeah.
And to hear him say that, to see Johnny Gaudreau sign long-term, like I know this season hasn't been good so far, but you can't help but feel good about that fact.
We talked about this over the summer. That within 2 off seasons with the Laine trade and with the Gaudreau signing, you almost killed the narrative.
Yeah, completely.
You could almost give a Kepi to friggin' Jarmo Kekalainen for that.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So are you going, Patty? Who are you going?
I'm going Laine, yeah.
You going Patty Laine? All right. I'm going to go with this fellow Finn. I'm going to go with Jonas Korpisalo. Because
understandable.
I was definitely debating on, because I know you've given a Kepi to Goody this season, and
I was thinking about doing it again. I thought it would have been really funny.
Just because you already had, because his goal was hilarious.
It you told me he scored, And then I went to Twitter to see it, and I saw it, and I was like, that looked exactly how I thought it would.
That's exactly an Eric Goodbranson goal, is it not?
He has I think that was his 100th point in the NHL too.
Yes, it was. So he did that alone. You could give it to Boone for 300 points.
I know that Eric Branson's a defenseman. It is shocking that a guy who was drafted third overall
only has 100
2010
points.
Just got his 100th point of the league.
I mean, his role, which is fair.
Right. I mean, you figure he's been in the league since probably like 2011, 2012, I think is when he first started playing. So like
something like that.
A decade to, that you think about it, it's like, oh, it's about 10 points a season, which then you think about, you're like, oh my God, that actually sounds kind of right. It just shows you how hard it is to produce in the NHL, whether you're a forward or a defenseman. Like, don't take those points for granted, because it has taken him like 12 years since he got drafted to get to this point.
But you also got to think, like I said, his role, he's always been a more physical defenseman. He's always been like a second, third pairing guy.
Yep, absolutely.
He doesn't get a lot of minutes. And for a third overall pick, there's always a stigma around like the top three needing to be like the best of
superstar.
The best.
You have to be great. You have to be awesome.
No.
Yeah, like
you don't have to be that. Development's weird like that.
Yeah. Is he considerably a bust? For third overall standard, probably. But he's still an impactful NHL player who has lasted in this league. Yeah.
Dylan Strome.
Took him some time. Yes, Puljujärvi's still figuring it out.
Yeah, he was a fourth overall pick.
Right.
Obviously, we can't judge like 2019 onwards too much. Right. Unless you're Jack Hughes.
I can. Capo Caco.
But getting away from the point, Joonas Korpisalo, 37 out of 38. He made some amazing, brilliant saves. That like back-to-back saves on like the couple Lowry chances.
He made a save early on in the game where you just felt like he was locked in, because I want to say it was like 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And they set up around the boards and on the half wall. They get it in the middle of the slot on one-timer by Scheifele, low blocker, and he just knocked it aside. And I was like, oh.
Didn't the commentary say he got it with his bicep?
I don't think he got that. No, I think he got that one with his blocker.
There was one where Jody was like, I think he got that off the bicep.
See, I only had access yesterday to the Jets
got you
broadcast. So
no, yeah, they were on the Sportsnet highlights. They were using Columbus's broadcast.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Patty and Joonas works for me. Kepi Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, again, we only had the one game.
Good to see them finish off an opponent.
I gotta call out when you actually have some good ones. That one was a good one.
Yeah. Damn right it was good.
Oh man. It's weird only having the one game to talk about.
Can we just talk about how effortless Laine's goals are?
Dude. And how long was he out this time?
Again, he was out way shorter than he was supposed to be.
And it was still a longer term than the last time.
Yeah.
But then you just see, like, when he's ready, he's ready.
Yeah. He's good to go.
And it's just, it doesn't matter whether it's just a brilliant invisible pass from Johnny Gaudreau, whether it's
that was an unbelievable pass.
Oh my God.
That little dish to the side by Boone Jenner.
The little feather from Boone.
My God. Those are the plays, man. Those are the plays that Boone Jenner doesn't get credit for, man.
No, because he's such a rugged player.
Yeah.
He's always seen as that rugged player.
Yeah, and this is also, like we talked about, like where the narratives kind of come from with people who don't really watch the Blue Jackets. Because they're not shown as nationally.
Right.
People saw a guy when they were making the playoffs who was consistently playing in the bottom six on a John Tortorella team. So everyone's like, look at this rugged defensive player. Yeah. When in all actuality, he is a rugged
offensive player.
I mean, I know this is probably only the second, third time I've ever mentioned this on this show. Guys, go look up his stats in Oshawa. Go look up his junior stats.
He's a 40-goal guy in junior.
Yeah.
Like consistently. Like that he was phenomenal in junior. He was an early second round pick.
Pretty sure he was also their captain at one point, wasn't he?
I believe it was.
Wasn't he a Generals captain?
Yeah. Just an outstanding hockey player and very underappreciated in the national media, but very well appreciated in Columbus, and that's all that matters to me.
No wonder Ellie loves him so much. Like, just look at him.
Yeah.
Look at the way he plays, and I mean, he is a good-looking fella.
He is. Handsome guy.
And I know that she loves him more for the play, obviously, because she's a smart fan like that.
He's such a good player.
Wow.
Let me tell you, dude, there's 31 other teams in the National Hockey League who could use a Budenjetter.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Like, he's gone from grinder to absolute 5-tool player.
Can we also talk about how unbelievable his contract is?
Oh, it's brilliant.
For like what he does, he's only making $375. That's a really good deal.
And this year and last year, he's like close to setting career highs and like turning it up to 11 on offense.
Yeah. He's playing like a $5 million player.
Yeah.
And like you have a guy who like is now consistently playing in your top 6, is producing with Johnny Gaudreau and has produced in the past with Patrik Laine.
Brilliant chemistry with Johnny Gaudreau right off the bat.
Yeah, can get you like 25 to 30 goals apparently and maybe 60 points, is your freaking captain, and you have him for less than $4 million a year for multiple years.
And we know the point that he is not like your generational talent number one center.
No,
on a playoff team, he's not a number one center.
God, no. On a cup contender, is not a number one center, but could he be a number 2?
Very, very solid 2-3.
I've honestly gone away from this idea that he's a 3.
Of going down to a 3?
He's a 2. He's 100% a 2. He's absolutely a number 2 in this league, and a good one.
Very, very good number 2. And for our purposes, being the number 1 guy, at least, whoa, excuse me. For those of you watching on you, my headset fell. Yeah, he's the perfect captain for this team, the perfect first liner for this particular group.
Yes, this rebuilding, retooling, whatever your arm wants to call it. This group particularly, he fits that first line center mold very well.
Yes. And again, Patrick just coming in with the lasers. Perfect shots placed from Patrick.
He had nothing to shoot at in the first goal. Literally nothing to shoot at.
And he found just the tiniest sliver of light.
That is a shot that 98% of this league should not be taking.
Patrik Laine and Alex Ovechkin are probably 2 of the only 5 players in the entire league that can make that kind of shot.
I mean, like Austin Matthews makes that shot. I would say, I think Tage Thompson makes that shot.
You think Tage could do that?
I think Tage is really getting up there in terms of top finishers in this league. He is money.
Well, like everybody's so intimidated by Tage's size
and his skill. Like he is. He's 6
and not to make this about not to make this about
he almost plays like 5'7". Like he's improved his offensive game and he's like so silky, but like what really brought him up last year was his finishing ability. He's such a good shooter.
Enough about that for now, but like we're getting away from the point. Patrik Laine is him. Like that's a recurring theme this season, right?
Yeah,
it's like individual guys that are him.
Him.
It's just like everybody has had their moments so far this season.
I mean, where does this rank for you amongst games this year? You don't have to get like an actual number, but this has got to be in the top 3, right? This is one of the best games they've played all year.
Absolutely top 3 for me. The Rangers game early in the season with Tara is in there.
I think that's probably their best win.
Uh-huh.
Going into Madison Square Garden early on against the Rangers
it
when
was
they were
just
looking
dominance. Good. It was absolute dominance.
That game never felt close.
Yesterday didn't feel close at all.
Right. Like, there's really good wins.
Gus with the exclamation point, and again, that was a great pass from Johnny as well.
Yep. Pierre-Luc Dubois making Blue Jackets fans hate him even more by ruining the shutout.
I will say that was kind of nice where he was like, God, I missed it there.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before. I think this fan base is too hard on him.
I think this fan base is too hard on a lot of guys that leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. 100%.
Okay.
We've talked
breakups are messy. We've addressed messy breakups before. Like the Panarin thing was messy, but at least he told us.
Yeah, he told us ahead of time.
Bob was a little messy, but then again, chased the bag.
Got 10 million. Yeah, he chased the bag. Rick Nash, the team sucked.
And the Carter trade
I think people have
forgiven
him. Carter was just fuck you, That's what that one was. But I don't know. I find it so hard. Like, the guy's 21 years old.
Exactly.
Like, he's really young, and he wanted to change. I'm not gonna ask him why. He wanted to change. Whatever. It sucked, but I don't think you get to, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I'm only speaking on my behalf. I don't think you get to complain about a 21-year-old's decision and badger him about it, and at the same time clown the Jets every chance you get, talking about how, well, we got Jack Roslovic and Patrick Laine out of it. Well, which is it? Did you not want the trade? Would you rather this team just have Pierre-Luc Dubois still?
Yeah.
You gotta make up your mind on that one. And if the case is you want Laine and Roslovic, which, my opinion, I do.
I kind of enjoy these guys more.
Then it is what it is, and move on.
And I'm still, I want Pierre to do well.
I do too. I liked him. I never had a problem with him. The shift was a horrific look.
Yeah.
Horrific look for any player.
And
unprofessional.
When he got benched, it still looked unprofessional because he's just sitting there on the iPad going like, eh.
Yeah. But you know what? Your player you want out, he did what he could to leverage the situation.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say on that.
I think a comparable, and this probably is an unfair comparable, is Eichel's situation with the surgery.
Yeah.
He needed a way to get leverage, and he got it.
The tough thing about Eichel, and this is what every Sabres fan will tell you, is as far as that surgery was concerned, nobody in Buffalo was like, you selfish bitch, or anything like that.
Exactly, right.
People in Buffalo were on Eichel's side with that.
Yes.
It's that him and his team used that specifically as the sympathy card for we want out of Buffalo when he had actually requested a trade a year prior.
Right.
That's where the fans got frustrated and really upset,
knowing that
they had given him
requested it before, and then
that was an issue. He requested it long before that injury ever happened.
Right.
And they were not a fan of him almost using that as the crutch for why he wanted out.
Yeah. And Goose, again, I'm just gonna mention the Goose goal because, like, is that not another like classic goal from a certain type of player?
Yeah, I'll say, and this
I
is
think
a
literally
all
4 goals that were scored were kinds of goals that you expect from those players.
Yes, and out of all the games they've played this year, and this goal specifically, I think
amplifies. And Dubois too. Dubois' goal was a typical PLD goal.
Yeah, right. But this Nyquist goal, like, is just the perfect example of what the night was for the Blue Jackets. They played so well off the rush. And that was probably their best chance of the night off the rush, and they buried it. Unbelievable. You get the chance off the rush. Boone Jenner makes that slick pass. Laine scores. You enter the zone. You make a couple passes across the crease. Bam. Nyquist. 4-0. They were so good off the rush last night. And here's where we lengthen the leash a little bit.
Okay, bringing this back. All right.
This is what Brad Larson wants.
Yes.
This is the style we expected from Brad Larson, and last night it looked really good.
Yes.
And
Goody's lucky bastard.
I'll mention it, man. Like, yeah, that one was off the rush too.
Yeah, it's such a lucky shot.
It's a lucky goal, but you know what? The old cliche, just throw it at the net. You never know what'll happen. You know, that's been Eric Goodbranson his entire career. He's gotten 100 career points off of it.
Yeah.
But
we clown on the guy, but like, come on.
Yeah, but to get back to your Kepi, Jonas Korpisalo.
Yes.
He is now a 908 on the season.
There we go.
And he is 4-4. Is this not exactly what we saw last year? This team plays up ice. They're figuring things out a little bit defensively, even without the talent. You got so many guys out. And we can address this right now if you want, all the guys that we've got out.
Okay, yes, let's get to this. So let me pull up the Mark quote. Oh, no. Ugh. I hate when Twitter, like, backtracks off of your bookmark page. Okay.
From what I know is Bean's out.
Bean had a torn labrum. He had surgery on the 23rd of November.
So he's done for the year, right?
4 to 6 months.
That's about done for the year.
4 to 6. So he could, at the end of the year,
back
theoretically,
if you wanted to.
If he feels like he can get a couple games in.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. Zach.
Done.
Zach is done. His surgery was on the 29th. He's going to make a full recovery in 6 months. So Z's done. He'll be fine. Jake's
will be ready to go for next season.
Bean's done-ish. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, Jake Voracek.
He might just be done.
He has a concussion, is not medically cleared to resume hockey activities, out indefinitely.
And from the way that they said it, it sounded as if it's going to be a long road back if he even wants to play.
That's the problem with concussions. And we've heard this talked about on Agent Provocateur plenty. Heard the SDP guys talk about it enough on their show. And I mean, I say enough, but it needs more attention at the same time.
In this league, it does. Absolutely. We got a freaking commissioner who doesn't even address CTE.
Right.
You know, we know the impacts of concussions in football, and you know, it took them forever to own up to it, but they've started to do more research and try and figure out ways to make that game safer.
Hell, even football, even soccer, like they
use your head a lot. It has an impact. Concussions are a huge freaking deal.
Baseball concussions, guys, you're getting a projectile hurled at you at 70, 80 plus miles an hour, and guys will deliberately throw at your head.
You can get it 100 plus. Yeah, guys, like you got so many guys who are throwing 100 these days.
Didn't that happen to Francisco last year? Didn't that happen to Lindor last year?
I don't know.
Got drilled. I'm pretty sure he got drilled right in the head, right in the ear.
Yeah.
Poor Frankie.
It's just, God, I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Concussions need more attention.
Oh, concussions.
Yes.
We saw they almost completely derailed a generational talent's career. We almost didn't get to see these last 10 years of Sidney Crosby because of him.
Yes, all the way back in 2010, they thought he was done
2010, 2011. He played, I think, from the start of the 2010-11 season to the end of the 11-12 season. I think he played like 40 games.
Yeah.
He was out so damn long.
And look at what he's doing now. Still. Like this is why Sid is Sid.
Mm-hmm.
He picked it up and he just ran.
Yeah. But this is an example of player and organization taking this subject incredibly seriously.
He wears ear guards for a reason.
And as a result, we've seen what he's been able to do. Stay healthy, not have it be an issue, live a good life, and produce at a high level. We need to see more of this.
Sure,
concussions are going to happen.
He still misses significant time, Sidney Crosby. But this is different.
Yeah.
But what do you say? Like, they say they're going to try the league, the PA.
Yeah.
But this is a league that lies through their teeth all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just Gary gritting through his teeth. Just Bill Daly doing the same thing.
Yeah, we could talk all day about how we need change at the top, and we do. But the important message here is concussions are very serious. I'm glad the Blue Jackets are taking this serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see Jakub Voracek play for us again unless we know that it's safe.
Unless he knows that he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's
love the guy. Love having him on this team, but I don't want to see him if he's not going to be okay.
He needs to be the first one. Him and his doctors need to be the first ones to know that, yes, I am ready to go.
Yeah. And if not, he's had an unbelievable career. And I wish him nothing but the best, but we'll monitor this, but this is just where we're at right now.
And it's weird because when I first got into this team, Jake was long gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was already, establishing himself in Philly at that point.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to see him a few times my first year as a fan with the Blue Jackets in 2010, 2011. So I liked him a lot. And then we traded him, but I was like, oh, Jeff Carter. And then later I was like,
Jeff Carter.
Yeah. Okay.
And then just a real quick wrap of the updates thing. So we talked about how the water main break at Bridgestone happened.
Yeah.
Last week and postponed that game. Literally, as of recording this, that game was supposed to be exactly a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they went ahead this morning and announced the reschedules for both this game and the Avalanche game.
Oh, nice.
Avalanche game is going to be in April, and then ours is January 17th. And those are both 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 local.
Wow. Perfect.
So just a quick little thing on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, the Winnipeg game was great. Boys looked as dialed as they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's been rare because, 8-12-2.
Yeah, it's been brutal. But like I said, last year you got 907 goaltending from Elvis, and you got 81 points. I know that they implemented a new defensive system and they've had injuries, so it's been tough for them to kind of get their feet going here. But like I said, you're 4-4 with Jonas, and he's giving you 908 goaltending.
Yep, and Elvis is back, so we'll see what Elvis can do.
You don't
probably
need
tomorrow.
Unbelievable goaltending. We're not asking for Connor Hellebuck goaltending here.
No, we're not asking for Andrei Vasilevsky. We're not asking for Igor Shesterkin.
Give us 908. Give us 909. and let the offense cook and see if you can win a game 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're asking for here.
Now, I do want to give a little bit more praise to our boys just as we're wrapping this, because I want to talk about the leaders, the stats leaders. Boone, now leading in goals with 9.
Yep.
Oh my God, this guy.
Yeah.
It's just like we
Goal
never.
scorer. He's a sniper.
He is a sniper. He's just God. Johnny leads in assists with 17.
He had 3 points last night.
Yeah, it's just another casual
3 points.
Another casual 3-point night for Johnny Gaudreau.
We didn't even mention that. We've been recording for like a half an hour. We didn't even mention
Well, that's the thing, is I didn't want to give him another Kepi because it's just like,
it's like, are we just going to give it to him all year?
Exactly. And then obviously he leads in points. He's got 25 points in 22 games.
Is that good?
I think that's okay.
I think that's pretty solid.
What's his pace right now for the full season? Can you check that
math,
real quick? Yeah.
Math. Okay.
Because obviously last year is a career. 93 points.
The last time the Blue Jackets had a 90-plus point player was Panarin.
In terms of pace, because
just in terms of actual 90-plus
of
points
just
season.
Because I remember his first year was like 80 something, right?
I think he was exactly a point per game. I thought he had like 82 and 82.
Yeah.
And then he had 92 and 80.
Oh, and he broke 90 the next year. Okay.
He broke 90 with Columbus. I know that.
I kind of forgot about that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why I forgot about that, because how could I forget about that? Right? So
no, I'm wrong. Oh my God.
No?
He had 87.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. See,
I
that's
thought
why.
he broke 90 with us. See? No. I said, you know what? If you're going to be wrong, say it with confidence.
Johnny on pace for 93 points again. Last year was a career year.
Mm-hmm.
It's contract year, career year. That's usually what happens.
He's never going to repeat 115 points, no doubt.
No.
But this is what we expected. 93, 95 points.
Give us somewhere between, like we predicted, give us somewhere between 85 and 90.
Yeah.
That was our comfort zone, and he's on pace to smash that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's so good. He's been so good defensively, too. He's such a responsible player.
I'm still and I could say this every single show, I'm still over the moon that he's even here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We're going to get into year 4 of him being here, and we're still just going to be like, oh.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
This is so cool. This is probably the best, like, individual player signing I've ever been a part of as a fan.
Line
and Johnny, honestly.
Because I was thinking, like, I would just, it's Johnny for me. Like,
it's Johnny 200%. But like,
because
once this new contract ends, and hearing Patty's quote, knowing that he is all in wanting to stay, he signs an 8-year deal here. At the end of this bridge,
he's a Blue Jacket for life.
We need it.
So, fun little thing that Jay Fresh does that I want to bring up real quick.
Because then we gotta switch gears.
We'll move on. He's got this 2021 to 2023 player card where it takes your micro stats were from last year, and then it combines that with how many games you've played this year, so you can kind of see if a player's trending in one direction based on the new season or not. Because obviously 9 games isn't a big enough sample size, right?
Right.
For Line A. So He was 73% more percentage last year in 56 games. Adding the 9 games this season bumps him up to 77.
Good.
So his offense is improving, plus 3%. Power play plus 5%. Finishing plus 1%.
It's exactly what we need to see.
Like, if we can continue to see this improvement, like, oh my God.
And literally everybody, like, because he's been in the league so long, everybody forgets that he's 24.
Right.
Everybody forgets that he has so much room to grow still.
Been over a half a decade in this league. He's 24 years old.
He still has so much room to grow.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you
Players
haven't. He's established, and yet it's just like he can get better.
Real quick, I almost want to rearrange one topic real quick just to kind of tie it in together.
Yeah,
if that's fine.
Go for it.
I think about the improvements as a player and creating chances. You take a guy who is drafted high, unbelievable talent, great sniper, but continues to work on his craft and gets better at creating chances and gets better defensively, becomes a great leader. Steven Stamkos.
Yes.
Steven Stamkos was an outstanding hockey player when he came into the league, and he was great because of his shot and where he could finish from, but he has gotten better because he can finish from anywhere. It's not just
Let's rehash this to end the show.
Yeah.
We'll rehash it to end the show because he deserves all the kudos in the world.
100%. He deserves all of his flowers.
But yeah, Patty, please stay. We love you, and we know you love us. So come on, the feeling's mutual.
So stay, bitch.
Bitch. Switching gears. So we teased this at the end of last show, Rachel Doerrie's story.
Yes.
I'm going to give a little bit of a TLDR, and then I want you to try to unpack this. Okay?
Yeah.
So essentially, over the summer, Rachel Doerrie gets hired by the Vancouver Canucks in their analytics and video department.
And that's something that we cover, talking about one of the things that the Canucks have tried to do, which is more diversity in the front office, which is a good thing.
And it's great to see more women getting hired in the sport. It's great to see more people of color getting hired in the sport. It doesn't matter what the demographic is.
100%. Just if you're gonna say hockey's for everyone,
mean it.
Yes, this right here.
Yes.
Unbelievably unfortunate what has happened since.
So from my knowledge, and keep in mind that Rachel is also still really young. She's only 27.
I thought she was younger than
that. Did you really?
I think she's younger.
Well, she says she's 27.
She is?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought she was like 25.
You thought she was my age?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so she essentially, from what I can tell, internally, like, she gets a promotion, and she got praise from Bruce Boudreau for this promotion over the last little bit, and then she gets let go, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we had no idea why.
Right.
And now she has come out with a lawsuit and a statement against the Canucks. Basically, it's a defamation and discriminatory lawsuit. And here's a few points from Robert Malloy that I would like to just, bullet point this, and then you can unpack it.
Yes.
Remedies that Rachel is requesting because of this full lawsuit. In order to stop discrimination, declaration the conduct is discrimination. And this is both, I'm trying to think of the grounds of this. It was ableist.
Yes.
It was sexist and ableist.
It was using her disability to try and paint a picture that she was unfit to do her job.
Yes. Declaration the conduct is discrimination. Steps and programs to address this discrimination. compensation for injury to dignity, feelings, and respect, which happens. Like, there's a difference between deflating somebody's ego and crushing somebody's dream.
Yeah.
And literally just destroying their confidence in a field that they would love to work in. Right?
Yeah.
There's a complete difference in that. And those are the main... Oh, and compensation for lost wages or other expenses.
Yeah.
So if you see the argument that she just wants her job back, no. And we said this when we teased the end of last show.
Frankly, she shouldn't want to work for them.
No, she doesn't. And she said she doesn't even want an NHL job again. And that's totally fair for her.
Yeah, it is. I don't blame her.
If this is how this is, yeah.
It's sad that you have this dream of working in the NHL and you work there for a couple months and then you're like, screw this. I never want to work in this league again. That should just tell you right away the state of this league right now.
KW Sens fan tweet from them. This feels like the Canucks using a loosely based reprimanded rule. Don't communicate with the media about promotions to get rid of Doerrie, despite her positive work performance and the fact she didn't leak anything.
Yeah.
Literally, Bruce said something behind closed doors. Bruce congratulated her behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read Castengay's statement before you give the whole thing?
Or... Yeah, go ahead. Because I know you got it up.
Okay. So basically, to bring a little bit of context, this came from Emily Castengay.
Yes.
Who is with, what's her position again? She's one of the AGMs?
AGM, yeah.
She's one of the AGMs with Granato, right?
Yes.
And both of these women are extremely respected in the hockey.
Yes, and we talked
NHL
about that
world,
as well. When they were both promoted. I don't believe Cami Granado's had any impact in this. At least from what I
haven't heard a word about Cami, no. I haven't heard a word about Granato.
Just
the main complaint is against Emily Castengay.
Yes.
Here's a statement from Castengay's camp. I take a lot of pride in my work with the Vancouver Canucks, being a good leader, a person of high moral character, and always respecting and putting my coworkers first. These allegations by Ms. Doerrie are absolutely not true, and her allegations of what I said to her are false and inaccurate. At no time was Doerrie treated differently due to gender, a mental disability, or a physical condition. As this is a legal matter, I will not take any further comments and will respect the process. And then there's a tiny paragraph from Canucks Sports. You want that real quick too?
Yes.
Okay. We strongly agree with the allegations brought forth by Ms. Doerrie. Our organization provided Ms. Doerrie with all the necessary resources, support, and opportunities to succeed in her role. We acted in good faith and abided by our contractual obligations both during and after her employment with the organization. As this is a legal matter, we will respond accordingly at the proper time. Typical statements.
Did they say that they agreed with Doerrie?
We strongly disagree with the allegations brought.
Oh, I didn't hear the diss.
They're against Doerrie in this. They're
okay. And again,
so go ahead.
This is all legal PR jargon that means
nothing to us as fans, and like we try to understand it as best we can to bring it to you guys, but this is why we unpack in layman's terms.
Yes.
So if you want to give way more, like broaden this up for us, babe.
Okay. So she tweeted out a copy of her complaint, which was filed by her legal representative, and that was November 22nd. And in these comments, in this statement of claim,
27th.
This one says 22nd.
Oh, the one you have? Because I remember she tweeted this the past 2 months have been very hard for me. It's mentally and emotionally destroyed me. I feel broken. I'm done hiding. And then she, she shared the document.
Yeah.
And that was on the 27th.
Interesting. Oh, this might be a typo, but anyway, basically we know what she has said, which is complaining about Emily Castagne, and the gist of it is that she had been unbelievably cold towards her, not very supportive throughout the whole process of their working relationship. This isn't dealing with a moody coworker. This is a repeated pattern of behavior. This is
patterns of
by
behavior.
all accounts a strategic pattern of behavior. And as I had mentioned earlier, it was, according to her, strategically using her disability against her.
Yes.
To try and paint a picture that she was unfit to do her job. She has, I don't know, what is the disability she has? I know she has.
I don't know. I didn't get to read that.
She has post-traumatic stress.
Okay.
I know that. That has been mentioned in this article.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that affects her because I'm not super familiar with it. I've never experienced
and
it.
There are differences between having, like we talk about both physical versus mental disabilities. And then we also can talk about visible versus invisible disabilities.
Post-traumatic stress is one of those ones that is in the category of both mental and physical. And so according to this, she first interviewed with the Canucks. She told them that she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress in 2018 and that she frequently suffered from anxiety and panic attacks along with depression. And her mental illness is tied to physical issues. So all of these things were made known to her colleagues.
Yes.
This isn't just, certain people in the front office knowing about this. This was made aware to everyone.
Yes. And to relate to that, I have that a lot with my, I'm a part of this disabled community, this invisible disabled community. I'm an epileptic.
Right.
So for me, I can relate to that in that way of having this invisible physical, disability and having to bring this up to all employers and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So,
and that's just a point of trying to relate to this.
No, understandable, because a lot of people who have those physical disabilities or mental disabilities, they do kind of tie in hand sometimes.
Yeah.
This isn't so much an issue of people who suffer from anxiety or depression or post-traumatic stress. This is an issue of person with disability is getting mistreated for it.
Yes.
And that creates a very toxic and cancerous environment that isn't welcoming to, communities that you need. Like, it's not hockey for everyone, right? Is it just hockey is for the able-bodied white people, right?
And this is another layer to that, because Castagne, this is another, source tweet. She used to be an agent for a lot of NHL players and a lot of international women's players. And two big names that she used to have Alexis Lafreniere, and Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Okay.
So she's got, she's had respectability up to that point in her career.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why she got this HEM job. That's part of why.
She's been in the sport forever. So on September 19th, Bruce Boudreau, we mentioned this, he spoke with reporters at a charity golf event, and he told them directly that Rachel would be working with the coaching staff, and this is essentially announcing her role with the video group.
Yep.
So kind of tying in video analytics and whatnot to help the coaching staff out.
Right.
She reposted a story about her promotion on her social media.
Okay.
And basically what happened from there was that Castonguay called her into her office very shortly after. I don't know if it was the next day, but it was very shortly after this.
Mm-hmm.
And she raised concerns about her posting it and announcing it.
If I got a promotion like that and it was already to be set in stone, I would post that left, right, and center.
Of course, same here.
Why would you not be excited to post about a promotion?
Right, exactly. So, Castonguay allegedly, according to Rachel Doerrie, accused her of speaking with the media, said that was out of turn. And she responded saying that she didn't speak with the media. She didn't speak with them at all. She was just reposting a story.
Yep.
So she also said that Castonguay was only visibly happy for her in front of other people when it was convenient. It was only like these nice actions of like support.
Sounds like a case of jealousy.
Yeah,
like
it was very much, it was very performative.
Yes.
Is the word I'm trying to think of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to show you happiness when others are around, but when others aren't around, screw you.
Yeah.
That is.
I have a few points from her because she made this into a list, right? Mm-hmm. Her whole complaint is a list of these microaggressions and little things that led to the big dismissal.
Real quick, here's one of the more important things from this conversation that I think ties into this. In this conversation, Doerrie alleged that Castonguay said, "You're not important enough to be cared about."
I was just about to bring that up.
And then she added, "I don't know if you have what it takes to do this job mentally."
That's actually, because there are points in this that I was going to read.
Yeah.
So you took that. Do you want me to just rehash that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's important to
it's
bring it up again.
Yeah.
So points 27 through 30 in Rachel's document as part of these, allegations, statements, however you want to put this.
Yeah.
27. Ms. Castonguay responded to Ms. Doerrie's explanation of what occurred by saying, "You're not important enough to be cared about, and no one in the media is your friend."
Yeah.
Which, relations with the media, you build rapport, you do build friendships.
You do build rapport and you do build friendships. It's two things that are confusing to me. One is, she wasn't talking to the media to begin with.
Right.
And I don't know too many people in analytics department who do. But even if, for example, she was, I don't understand what the problem is with someone having a positive relationship with the media.
Exactly.
Especially in a Canadian market like Vancouver.
Because we know how heated Vancouver media can get.
Yeah. I don't like don't get me wrong. The gist of what we're saying here is it's messed up what's being alleged, and
Yes,
the ableism, sexism, whatnot, it's bad, but also just it doesn't make sense. That's the
no,
other thing that I'm saying.
this whole thing is very confusing.
None of this makes sense.
It's what lines up here. I don't.
Nothing is lining up.
Okay, point. Just to keep us going. Point 28.
Yeah.
Okay. Further and significantly, in terms of her mental and physical well-being, despite Ms. Doerrie's strong work performance and the praise she received from her colleagues, Ms. Castengay told Ms. Doerrie, "I don't know if you have what it takes to do the job mentally."
Yes. And that is using, as we said, someone's disability against them.
Yes.
And that is not only unethical, it's grotesque, it's inappropriate. There's just no place for it.
It's very dismissive. Like, it comes across to me as if Castengay thought that Rachel's anxieties and PTSD anxieties were just your normal everyday work anxieties. Because we all have anxiety when we go into work at times, right?
God, you ever walk into work and you just immediately have to poop? That's work anxiety. That's different from a normal anxiety. You know what I mean?
Like you ever walk into work, like for my line of work as a dishwasher, it's like sometimes I'll go in and it's just we've been so busy that no one's been able to give me too much help. I don't ask for everything to be caught up.
Yeah.
By the time I get there, I never ask for that because I know that's not possible, but getting at least a little bit of help is nice. So when I walk in there and it looks like nothing's been done, that's kind of a general work anxiety, right? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I got a hill to climb here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Right? That's a general work anxiety, is having more than you thought you would.
I think I actually disagree. I don't think, because, and let me make sure I'm understanding what you're saying is you're saying that she's maybe confusing work anxiety with real anxiety. I don't think that at all. I think she understands the concept of anxiety separate from work.
Right.
Feels threatened. And just
using that
needed something to get the competition out of the way. And understand, we have to address these are all allegations at this point in time. This is all we know about it.
The problem with what I think about this is, what the hell is Castengay's problem? She is an assistant general manager, which is a higher position than what Rachel had to begin with, than what Rachel was getting promoted into.
And this is just...
Where's the threat?
Well, Jake, it's the simplest thing ever, okay? If you're in a higher position than someone else is, just do your damn job. Do your damn job and do it well, and you don't have to worry about them. You're next in line anyway. If this doesn't work out with Patrick Allvin, but they like you, they're not just going to promote the analytics girl who also helps with the video department to GM. No.
If anything, Castengay should have been worried about like Kimi Granado.
Yeah. That's who I would have been worried about.
This is laughable.
That's so like we've said, not only are these allegations bad just in terms of just how visibly bad it looks, like it's stupid.
It's okay.
That's the other thing. It's just stupid. I don't get it.
Let me get 29 and 30 out of the way. And then I think we got to move on. 29. Ms. Doerrie was shocked by Ms. Castonguay's response to her explanation of her communication regarding her promotion. She had simply expressed her happiness about the very positive public comments about her promotion to the hockey staff to a friend of hers and could not understand why this would be concerning to the Canucks. We just said this 10 minutes ago.
Sewer. Take her to court for being happy about a promotion, right?
Why would I would love to share this as soon as I know that it's confirmed and that I'm able to share this under company whatever. Hell yeah, I'm gonna brag about our promotion on social media.
People do it all the time.
Yeah,
that is a very common thing. How often do you go on social media? It's like, oh, I'm so excited to take this job with blank, and it's like, it's fine. Nobody has an issue.
When we officially got everything done to join the Hockey Pod Network, I couldn't wait to share that shit.
Yeah, that was exciting. That was fun. That was refreshing.
Yes.
Could you imagine if the Hockey Pod Net came back to us and we're like, why did you share this? And we were like, yeah, we're dropping you.
I get a message on Slack.
We're dropping you. We don't think
a message from Dave on Slack like, hey,
we're not sure you're mentally fit to handle this.
And no, okay, we love you all.
Yeah, you
this is to be clear.
Right?
Yes, this is to be clear. Like Dave, our manager at the Hockey Pod Net, Kyle, who hired us on, essentially.
Kyle's been great.
Kyle's the man.
But you get what we're saying, right? Could you imagine if we posted like what we posted about being excited, and they were like, "Why'd you post that?"
Exactly.
You're not important enough to be cared about.
Oh.
It's like, what the fuck?
Imagine if we just got like shit on by Neil, or like even worse, Jeremy and Laura just start shitting on us for whatever reason.
Yeah, they joined our podcast, and the second that we left, they're just like, these assholes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have to address the fact that at this point in time, these are just allegations.
Yes. Okay.
But I will say this at the same time. It does not look very good for the Canucks.
No, and again, we love our Hockey Pod family. You guys are fantastic. All 64 others of you in this network, we love each and every one of you to death.
Yes, we love all of you equally. We can't help that we're better.
Oh, okay, point 30. Point 30.
So yeah, I'll let you read that one, and then I will.
You really got me on that. Wow.
Yeah.
Point 30. Therefore, it seemed clear to Ms. Doerrie that Ms. Castonguay was using this as pretext to undermine her position with the Canucks, and Doerrie suspected that Ms. Castonguay may be doing so for the purpose of eliminating her from the organization altogether, which is essentially what's happened.
So, last point I have is on September 27th. Doerrie said she met with the team's human resources department and told it that Castonguay had crossed the line with her remarks about her mental disability and mental ability to do the job. The complaint states that Canucks HR told her that it had been told by Castonguay that she spoke with the media about her promotion and that it would look into her comments about her. And then hours later, she was fired by Canucks general manager Patrick Alvin.
Rachel, we're here for you.
The complaint states that the only reason given to her at the time of her dismissal was she spoke to the reporter who wrote the story about the announcement of her promotion and reposted the article about Bruce Boudreau's comments on social media. She got fired for sharing an article.
She got fired for sharing praise from the head coach.
I wonder what Bruce Boudreau like privately, because he can't speak out about it. I wonder what he privately thinks about it.
Yeah, I want to know.
What was that conversation like?
I want to know if he went up to Emily.
Rachel. Why?
I want to know if he went up to Emily and was like, "Did you have anything to do with this?"
I can't imagine like being Bruce and being like, "Hey, we fired this person you just gave praise to and was super happy for." Why?
Cool.
I know that she was just working in the analytics department and she was
That's what she wanted to do.
But does this not speak volumes about what's wrong with the Vancouver Canucks right now?
Well, I mean, that speaks volumes on a single layer to the onion because there's so much going on.
It's so much more, but I think it's the perfect microcosm. Right?
That
it is like a prime example of this is what is wrong with this organization. Is
it's a perfect microcosm of the off ice issues, because the on ice issues,
yeah, they're a symptom to the issue. But you have shitty ownership. You bring in basically a whole new ass front office, and the stench from previous regimes. It still percolates throughout this organization.
Yeah, and it starts at the top. Starts with the Aquilinis.
It very much starts with the Aquilinis.
So just quick, sadder tangent, because I just came across this with my Twitter notifications. Do you remember Noodle? Bones Dog? Bones No Bones Dog?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this isn't the news I want to hear.
Noodle passed yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody,
I knew that was gonna. I knew that was coming.
I know.
But
well, because Noodle was an older pug, right?
Yeah.
Poor boy, and poor John. Jonathan. Yeah. Well, try to have a bones day today, everybody. Please.
Try your best.
It's a Saturday. Go have a bones day. Mm-hmm. Have a bones day every day for Noodle from now on. Seriously.
Yeah. It's so sad.
God. Oh.
I always get sad when dogs die.
I know. Well, I still miss Frank. Like, God. Frank. And this, okay, off of the tangent. We're with you, Rachel, in whatever you decide to do next. Seriously. Like, we know you say you don't want an NHL job ever again. We are 100% with you there.
Yeah.
Because
unless you want to find a team that embraces analytics, and you know what you should do? Go to Seattle. That's a team that embraces analytics, and that's a team that seems like they've got a pretty good culture.
And they've got a fun leader in that analytics department, and our old friend Allison Lucan.
Yeah. So if she doesn't want an NHL job, totally get it. But I mean, I don't know. I think Seattle would be a really good job for her.
Dude, Rachel and Allison together would be that would be so much fun.
I just miss Allison because I loved what she did for us, and
yeah, and I
don't know if I've ever. I think I said this on this podcast. I did a project with her.
You did, yes.
She was awesome to deal with.
Yeah, I heard she's just a phenomenal human being.
She got me into analytics.
Right.
Because I didn't know much about them prior to it, but I was fascinated by what she did. Mm-hmm. So when I did this project with her for one of my journalism classes, she explained certain things to me, and I was like, this is fascinating. And then Jay Fresh came along, and it's been all analytics ever since.
Well, that's the thing is, I remember when she was a part of Front and Nationwide with Portsy on The Athletic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just them doing that show together was so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was on the phone with her, because I did that project. It was her and Portsy that I did this with.
Oh, right.
And so I got them like taking digs at each other.
Did you put that in the paper?
Yeah.
Oh, love it. So, yes, Rachel, we're with you 200% in whatever you decide to do. And go for it. And, we'll keep tabs on this.
As we always do.
As we tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
And another tough story. We're rival fans. But we understand greatness, and we understand great players.
And we just understand life.
We understand life as much as we can as younger people.
Mm-hmm.
As only, a 23 and a 25-year-old can.
Yes.
But Prayers up for Kris Letang, man.
Yeah.
He's out indefinitely. He suffered his second stroke.
Really scary stuff for someone his age. He's only, how old is he? He's 35.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Well, apparently he's had this heart condition.
He has, and I remember that.
Like he had open heart surgery at some point or something like that, but then like a valve just never closed.
They mentioned that when he had the stroke in 2014.
The first stroke.
I remember that. Because, God, he was so young when that happened, right? He would have been 27, 28.
Something like that.
Oh, my God. It's just crazy to think about.
We talk about Sid with the concussions. Like, imagine going through something like this.
Yeah.
Going through a heart condition as a hockey player. Right?
Right.
I mean, who else? There are other examples of this that we know of.
So
I think, right? I don't want to like bring comparables.
So this is interesting, and I don't know why I find this interesting, but in July of 2013, he signed an extension with the Penguins.
Yep.
And in year one of that extension is when he had that stroke.
That first stroke?
And he missed 6 weeks before returning in March.
Mm-hmm.
He was cleared by doctors, returned to practice, and went back to playing. And then this offseason, he signs an extension.
Yep.
And in year one of the extension, he suffers another stroke.
Suffers a stroke. Ugh. And it's another 6-week timeline, isn't it? Or no, wait, this one's indefinite.
I don't know what the timeline is. All I know is his condition is not believed to be career threatening. I get the sense that this will take longer to recover from. They're going to be more cautious with this. But I get the sense he's going to play again this season.
It's a second one.
Yeah.
I've never had a stroke, thank God.
Yeah.
But can you imagine having to go through a second one in your life?
No idea.
Oh.
And you're not even 40.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this through all the Kevin Ball.
Just gut feeling.
I'm just trying to find.
He will play again. He will play again probably this year, in my opinion. And they're gonna go through it. He's gonna continue his career, but if a third stroke happens,
he's done.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
He should be, yes. Because that's definitely a threat to his career, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find just the headline part of this. Defenseman is not experiencing any lasting effects after second stroke, but is out indefinitely. So he's recovering well.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But at the same time, we have no idea when he's going to come back.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, we will keep everybody updated on this. As I said, I think he will return this season.
We are rival fans. We're Blue Jackets fans. Like, we're divisional rivals. But...
yeah, we mention all the time, like, God, like, I hate the Penguins, but I don't hate the players.
You know exactly.
I mean? You hate the crest.
Yes.
But, God, I love Crosby, man. He's unbelievable.
Crosby's greatness.
Kris
Letang is awesome.
Malkin,
Kate Gensel's our favorite. Teddy Bluger's our favorite.
Yeah, like
the individual
Teddy Bluger.
There's from Riga, Latvia. There's a thing where, yes, rivalries are a thing with fan bases, but there's no shame in rooting for players on a rival team.
100%. And
there's no shame in like enjoying individual players.
Yeah. And like there are players you're going to hate on rival teams, like no doubt about
Jeff Carter.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude, they have Rickard Rakell, and look at what he's doing.
Dude, he's awesome.
I love Rickard Rakell.
They're a fun team. They're a really fun team.
Prayers up for Kris, man.
Yeah, get better.
They
got Mark Friedman.
They got Mark. They got my Falcon boy. So that Kings Kraken game that happened the other day, like immediately
that game
when we got done with this. Come on.
You laughed.
It's just the immediate follow-up. Come on. I laughed at the follow-up because it was so immediate and stupid.
I watched that game. That whole
I know you texted me.
I was playing Chell, and then I was finished, and I checked the scores, and I see 3-3 after one period, and I saw that I got access to it through Hulu, so I just put the game on, and 5 minutes into the period, there's a whole bunch of goals being scored. I'm like, what the hell's going on with this game? This game is
you texted
ridiculous.
Me at midnight. I
just watched the rest of the game. So I didn't watch the first period where it was 3-3, but I watched the rest of the game.
Dude, the second period alone, they scored 8 goals combined.
It was stupid. It was it got to a point where I was every single shot taken, I just expected to go in.
And this was as I was working on our last episode.
Yeah.
This was as I was waiting on renders and uploads and things.
That game ended the way that it needed to.
It ended what, 8-7?
9-8.
9-8, right.
Last time that happened, 2011, first year back in the NHL, Winnipeg Jets at Philadelphia Flyers. Only reason I remember that is because I also watched that game.
Dude, how many crazy games? Last year, I know we had at least 3 because there was 10-7 Detroit and Toronto.
Yeah, watch that one.
Oh my God.
How could you not?
How could you not?
Let me tell you, the only thing better than watching that game was watching that game with Steve Dangle.
Yes, watching Steve react to that was just, oh boy. Because there's a whole list of 17, 18 plus goal games that dates back to the last 7 years.
Right.
And I joined that list and I was like, oh my God. Just crazy. Madness. There weren't any dueling hat tricks or anything in there, were there?
No, there were no hat tricks in that game.
Oh, I thought we would have had at least one set of dueling hat tricks. That would have been fun.
A little Crosby and Ovi action.
Yeah, just rest in peace to those save percentages, though.
Well, I mean, Cal Petersen got put on waivers after the game.
Yeah, that's another tie into that. Is he got sent to the AHL? They called up Phoenix Copley.
No shock there. He's in the first year of a 3-year deal, paying him $5 million, and the salary goes $4 million, $5 million, $6 million. That's not a contract that you're plucking out of the air. That is, if any team is going to get Cal Petersen, it's going to be in a trade where you're dealing away a salary as well.
Well, the thing about Cal too is the first game of his contract extension was this past October.
Yeah.
So he's already under this contract now.
Yeah, and they signed him to this extension, I think, before last year. The second that they were able to sign him to an extension because he looked so good, and then he started to struggle last year, and now he's starting to struggle this year. So I understand why they did it. They wanted to get out ahead of it before they'd have to pay him even more if he had a good season last year, but oof, it whiffed.
Yeah.
But I'll say this.
But that's the thing is even last year he was supposed to take the mantle, right?
Yes, I'll say it. And here's the other thing about Cal Petersen. This is the reason why I wanted to mention him. That's another potential trade target if you deal Elvis.
Sure.
That's just something to keep your eye on. If this team's going to trade Elvis, that is a potential option.
Because you said salary in, salary out, right?
Yes. Nobody's going to pick that contract out of the air, even if you have the cap.
Right.
You're dealing away salary to make that work. So, real just stat lines for Eberle led the way for Seattle with 4 assists. Justin Schultz had 3 assists as well.
Schultz had a really good game.
It's just so funny looking at Seattle's stat lines. They had 9 goals in that game, and only 3 players had 3 or more points.
Wow.
And it was Eberle with 4, Schultz with 4, and a goal and 2 assists for Alexander Wenberg.
Attaboy, Wenny.
Burakovsky 2 goals, McCann 2 goals, Sprong goal and an assist, Beniers 2 goals, Bjorkstrand a goal. And then for LA.
Oh yeah, I saw Ollie scored.
LA, only 2 players had 3 or more points. Fiala had 4 assists. Doughty had 3 assists. Velarde had 2 goals. How about Gabe Velarde this season, man?
Gabe has turned it up.
He is.
And he's needed
fantastic.
Like, they were casting Gabe Velarde off last year. I think he's arrived.
Yeah, because you think about some of the weapons that they have that you're looking forward to. You know, you draft Alex Turcotte 5th overall. You get Quentin Byfield 2nd overall. So they have some weapons down the center. You already have Anze Kopitar there. And I think Velarde almost kind of got lost in the weeds a little bit when we talk about prospects for the Kings.
Yeah.
He is phenomenal.
They also
really good player.
In terms of their management asset-wise, they called up guys like Bjorn Foot. A couple others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Yep.
Turcotte might have been in that. I don't know. I don't have a source in front of me. But yeah, that whole game was just whoa.
Crazy game. Super fun though.
I love games like that though, where they're just chaos. I was keeping track of game day chats in Discord, and there was a guy that was attending the Canucks game, but keeping track of the Kraken and Kings game more.
Oh yeah,
on his phone.
How can you not? Imagine you're just like refreshing your page, like, was there a goal scored? Was there a goal scored? And then you refresh it and 2 goals get added.
And you're like, oh.
Like, Jesus.
So taking
What
another.
Is defense?
What is defense? We don't know.
Baby, don't hurt me.
No more. So taking another quick turn back to the weird side. Well, weird. I say weird, but it's like depressing, needs addressed, serious discussion. The whole reason why we haven't had a full Hockey Canada episode is because things are still unfolding. Just layers and layers of everything that's going on with Hockey Canada.
Yes. It is, at this point in time, completely and totally a government issue. That's how they're handling it at this point. We're not going to hear anything about players for quite some time, if ever.
Well, that's the thing, is this whole scandal is so layered throughout everything.
Yeah.
That if we were to dedicate an episode to it, it would be like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to it. But one thing I do want to address is a player that did get mentioned in the report, or is at least, speculated and tied to it.
That's Formenton, right?
That's Alex Formenton.
Yeah.
For the Ottawa Senators. He's had a contract holdout because of this.
Yes.
And a deadline for him to sign in order to play the season just came and went.
So he will not play this season.
He is ineligible to play for the rest of this season.
I believe he remains an RFA. So that's just to get that out of the way for the contract.
I couldn't tell you, but maybe.
I believe that's the case.
Okay.
But we'll see. But the more important issue here is not the best look.
They kind of would need to use a guy like him, even though, because the Senators as a whole,
they're struggling to take that next step.
Yes, and they looked like they were to start this year.
Yeah.
Because you signed DeBrincat, you signed Giroux.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got all the hype around Brady.
You trade for Cam Talbot.
And when Cam came back, he was looking great.
Mm-hmm.
And Forsberg was holding down the fort. Anton was doing amazing. And Brady was doing his thing.
Yeah, Brady looks good. He continues to improve.
Norris was doing his thing. Jimmy was doing his thing till Josh got hurt.
Yeah.
And as soon as Josh got hurt, that's when things really started going off the rails.
Yeah, that's an important player.
Yeah.
It's a really important player.
And not to diminish what Tim Stützle is doing on that top line.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's
because Bath, Kachuk, and Stützle is looking amazing. And Shane Pinto. Let's talk about Shane Pinto.
Yeah.
He is definitely on the Calder watch.
For sure.
And he's looking amazing with Cat and Giroux.
Yeah. I don't know how we
Stelik's looking good.
Even further when it comes to Formenton. Because we just don't know, but like it feels like we know.
But that's the thing is like having this deadline come and go. Does that not put suspicion on, yes, he should be a part of this 2018 group?
Yeah.
Like, does that not kind of put
a
wanted poster on his head?
Just in human nature, if you see a certain thing like that, it raises red flags.
Yes.
Right or wrong, it raises red flags. It doesn't mean, oh, this player didn't sign, he did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can't just say that, but
it adds way more suspicion.
It adds fuel to the fire. And there's been smoke for quite some time. So yes. I think we now know that there's a very good chance that there's fire there.
Yes.
We'll have to see. We just don't know when we're going to know because this whole investigation for these last few months, it felt like in the summer that this was going to be we're looking into this. We're going to see who was involved and we're going to uncover it. But
there's so many hearings. These hearings draw
This has turned into a government issue because you are fucking with the government's money. Yeah. That is the bigger issue here in terms of legality in Canada. They have to be concerned about this. This isn't just
it's not just an organizational issue.
Yes, it is it's a situation where, holy shit, you have multiple accounts that we do not know about, that you are taking money from your advertisers or public funding.
And let's refresh this because it's been such a long time since we've started to cover this Hockey Canada thing.
Yes.
We're specifically talking about the 2018 incident.
Yes.
Which was what? Like eight players or something?
Yes. Which also ties into the 03 incident, because what we're referring to here is with Hockey Canada, these government proceedings in front of Parliament are specifically about, this is a government-funded organization that uses tax dollars.
Yes.
To fund this program, Hockey Canada, and since 2003, there are 3 or 4 separate accounts that are private that have been used to pay off settlements in cases of sexual assault or anything else.
Heck, there are so many separate funds.
That was the wildest thing about the hearing, was Scott Smith going in front of them and them being like, well, when were these, how many accounts are there? And I can't remember if he said there was 3 or 4, but he was like, yeah, I created 2 of them.
So you created half.
What?
And I mean, there's
Jesus.
He got the axe like right away.
Yeah.
He just outed himself. And then like the interim leadership didn't help much. in terms of stepping in and trying to say their piece
Mm-hmm.
and try to explain themselves, because they're really just putting more of pinning the tail on the donkey with this. Like literally they're
God.
What's a good way to say this in like a turn of phrase? Because they're really just kind of putting more.
These guys suck.
They're putting more of a bullet on their back with every little word they say.
Yes.
Because everything that they say is just more evidence that something happened and they didn't do a damn thing about it.
They're making the target bigger on them. They are uncamouflaging themselves.
Yeah.
I just, it's so horrific.
It's such a disgusting. This is the biggest case of hockey's culture problem that we've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
As fans.
And I hate to say it, it's going to get worse.
Oh, it's absolutely going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. There's more things that are going to come out.
And I don't mean to say that as like
Hockey Canada is not the only one that's
there's Hockey USA stuff that's getting uncovered right now.
Yes, we're going to hear more.
There's USA hockey stuff that's coming out as we talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
all we know.
And we'll cover it when it happens.
Yeah, and that's just the whole umbrella issue under Formenton's deadline coming and going.
Yeah.
Because Formenton was a central suspect in this. Well, I guess we'll keep calling him a suspect.
I guess that's the word we'll use. I can't think of really another one.
Yeah, not right now anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, the Senators could use a guy like Formenton in the lineup, even though they're doing as badly as they're doing.
They need defense more than anything.
They do.
They could use a guy like Alex Formenton to trade for a defenseman. That's what they could use.
And ship Zaitsev with him, I guess. Please. Seriously, how did it always comes back to Nikita Zaitsev?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I saw there was a tweet from like a fake. There was an account that was like pretending to be TSN 1200.
Yeah.
That was like reporting that they were going to take Brandstrom out and put Zaitsev in. Right. Again, it was a fake. It was a joke. Yeah.
But that sounds like a great business decision, right?
So let's wrap this up because you got to do your due diligence that you always got to do.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Big stammer time.
Yep. Stop. Stammer time.
Kudos to this dude for an assist for his 1,000th NHL point.
And it's not concussions, but we bring it back to injuries and how they can impact a player's career. This was a guy who was getting hurt several times in a short period. He was an injury-prone player for a little bit there. So just to see him get to this is awesome because what, 6-7 years ago, we weren't sure he would.
Yeah, and I mean, this guy was drafted in 2008.
You think about him breaking his leg in Boston on the goalpost. He's gone through some gruesome things.
You think about the bubble year breaking his leg and coming back and scoring a goal within
a goal in like 7 minutes, and that was it. And they win.
It was like 3 shifts.
He's a 2-time Cup champion. He's made it to the finals 4 times in his career. He's an unbelievable captain. He is a future hockey Hall of Famer.
The thing,
no doubt about it.
The thing that sucks about this career and the injuries that he's had is the inability to play internationally.
Yeah.
He's missed 2 Olympics due to his injuries.
Yeah.
2 Olympics due to his injuries and another chance because the NHL just didn't go.
Yeah. That's the big one with Stammer, but unbelievable career, future Hall of Famer, first ballot, no frickin' doubt about it.
And just he's another one of those captains that is your, there's a big reason why he's your captain. Right?
It's
and you
just,
can see
you don't even ask the question. Like, there's a bunch of leaders in Tampa, no doubt about it.
Yes.
Nobody is sitting around here asking, like, why'd they pick Stamkos?
Exactly.
It's
like
it's a no-brainer.
Why would you pick Bergeron? Why would you pick Boone Jenner? Why would you pick?
Not sure I'm going to throw Boone Jenner in this conversation with those guys, but
we have our reasons. But like you could, it's like you see it, right?
Yeah, no. You think about the great captains of this league: Patrice Bergeron, Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, Steven Stamkos, Boone Jenner,
Connor McDavid. I would throw Boone in there.
I would not throw him in that category.
Okay. I'm not gonna do that in terms of the skill level.
No,
but in terms of
I know. It's just funny to hear his name with those guys. You know what I mean? Like,
think about what you need in a captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And Boone provides that.
Kopitar.
Anze
Nobody's
Kopitar.
asking why Anze Kopitar is the captain of the LA Kings. You know.
Right. Nobody's asking why Sasha Barkov's the captain of the Florida Panthers.
Right.
It's like you just
everybody's asking why Jacob Trouba is the captain of the New York.
I'm sorry, I picked the mic so bad. Nobody's really asking why Andersley is the captain of the Islanders, right?
I'm not gonna lie, was not aware he was.
Well, that's the thing, is like sometimes you don't know who captains are.
If you had asked me today to name the captain of the New York Islanders, I would have said it was a trick question and they just have a bunch of alternates.
Oh, that was the Rangers 2 years ago.
Yeah. I was not aware that Lee was the captain.
No, yeah, Anders is the captain of the Islanders.
Wow.
Nobody's going to ask you why Brady Tkachuk's the leading the Senators. Nobody's going to ask you why.
You have Nikita Zaitsev on your roster and you gave the captaincy to Brady Tkachuk.
I mean, I'm trying to just think, because like, you know, JT in Toronto, because he was also, you know, he's already been a captain. Mm-hmm. You know why he's a captain.
Right.
I don't know why I'm just cycling through the Canadian teams like Bo Horvat.
I just don't understand why Ryan Getzlaf was the captain of the Ducks.
Right, exactly.
I'll never understand it. Shane Doan, I'll never get it.
This is our point.
Yeah.
This is our point, is you can be the most skilled player on the team, and typically sometimes that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be.
No, have to be, but usually you're one of the top guys.
Usually you're a top player, and I mean, Mark Stone in Vegas.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm just going to keep...
in Detroit.
Yeah, Dylan Larkin. Are we just going to try to name every captain now?
Yes.
Jamie Benn, Roman Josi, Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn's the case of
decline, but at the same time, you get why. You get why he's still there.
Yeah.
He's still the captain.
Well, we get why he's still there because you can't move him.
But like you understand the leadership qualities that he brings, and right?
Seattle doesn't have a captain, do they?
No. Because they traded Gio. Remember, he was their captain their first year, and then they traded him, and so they didn't go into the season.
Which was weird. I don't understand why they made him captain just to trade him halfway through the season.
I don't know either. But like, no, they didn't go into this season with a captain, and that was a smart move.
Future captain Brandon Tanev.
Dude, I'd be all for it. Honestly, I would.
First step: no one's allowed to smile in their pictures.
You gotta pretend
Everybody
like
has to look like they're scared as shit.
Yeah. I do I want to see that now. I want to see everybody pull
just a whole team photo, like not even like the individual like photos, like you think about like them like all sitting lined up on benches. Like I want to see all of them have that look on their face. Just a whole bunch of guys who are all like,
yeah. Except for Brandon, who's kind of smiling because he's in.
Yeah,
on it,
have him be the only one who isn't doing it. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I want to see like the wide eyes and the smile, like he did this year.
Yeah,
This year and last year, because I love that that's become his thing.
yeah. Alrighty, I think this was a great episode.
Yeah, we made good time, I think. And wow, okay. Well, no, wait, we started at noon. Never mind, we're good.
Yep.
Cool. This is why we don't count anymore, because we never know how long these are.
Because I can't.
We never know how long these are gonna go. But like, we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys after Sunday, after a couple of games. Because we got Tuesday. Are we shooting on a game day next Tuesday?
Let's see. NHL.
We'll see you for Wednesday when we drop.
Yeah. Oh, they play the Penguins.
Well, they play the Penguins on Tuesday. Great.
They play the Penguins in the building they can never fucking win in. All right.
Great, fun, cool.
We will preview the Blue Jackets' 13th regulation loss of the season on Tuesday.
At PPJ. Oh boy.
Well, I don't know. Do they play before then? Because then that would be a freezing cold
Sunday. Sunday's Detroit.
Oh God! Now we're gonna lose to Detroit, and I'm gonna look like an idiot for saying that.
Hey, just as long as Johnny keeps putting up points, I'll be happy.
Yep. Alrighty.
All right, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.